Supercharged facial mist. Get it together. Get it together. Okay. Oh, right. I gotta stop recording. Duh. Hey there. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. If you're new here and this is your first time seeing my face, welcome. I'm Samantha, and if you like what you see thus far, I'd be honored if you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you know when I upload, and if you're feeling generous while you're down there, you can throw me a thumbs up. But if you'd like to wait till you get to the end of the video, that's cool, as long as you get there. And if this is not your first time seeing my face, welcome back, baby! Alright, so today's video, I'm basically trying out a bunch of new products, some not so new because I kind of cheated with like one of the products and you've seen it on my channel before, but playing around with a bunch of new products that I got from Milani. I figured I would, you know, try them out on camera and give my thoughts and whatnot. So as you see today, I dialed it back, you know, and the last couple of videos I did like a lot of color, but kind of dialed it back, did something, you know, that's more work appropriate, more neutral. I won't say every day because I realize that my everyday may be, you know, doing too much for others. So, but yeah, I figured I'd do something more neutral, more subdued, I guess you could say. But anyway, I'm trying not to ramble so much in my intros because you know, your girl can talk a lot. So if you are interested in seeing the products from Milani that I tested out today and how I got this look, keep watching. Alrighty, so I am gonna start out with a little bit of a facial mist, and I'm using the Supercharged Revitalizing facial mist, and it says that it has ginseng and citrus extracts, so it does smell good. I do know that. Kind of played around with it a little bit. So now I'm going to put on a little bit of primer, and I'm using the Bright Side Illuminating Primer with vitamin C and provitamin B5. Let's see just how illuminating this is. Okay, it doesn't look super metallic. I don't want to be out here looking like the Tin Man. Doesn't have that much of a fragrance either. I can smell a little something, but it's not overwhelming. It's funny, something that I actually just realized, like I've used Milani products in the past, but not that much. Yeah, not that much, and I don't know why. Because the things that I have used, like their blushes, I did have a couple of their blushes that I really, really liked back in the day. Back in the day. Like 2015, 2016. I used to use their blushes quite a bit, and I can't really think of anything else. So I have known that they've always had nice blushes. I think that's been about the extent of my experience with Milani. So I'm actually excited to, you know, kind of get to know the brand a little better today. So, all right, so next I'm gonna do a little color correction now, but this is not a Milani product, so I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my foundation, and I'm using the Screen Queen Natural Finish Foundation in the shade Golden Hazelnut. I am praying that this is my color because for some reason you can't, at least not the Ulta near me, you can't just go in and buy this. You have to get it online, like either, yeah, and then my Target near me, I don't think, they either don't have this in their store or they don't have all the shades, which we won't get into that conversation today. But I say all that to say I had to buy it online, and sisters, we know how that goes. So thoughts and prayers. This is thick though, like, oh, digital blue light filter. Buildable light to medium coverage. Okay, we'll see. This came out the bottle pretty thick and I shook it up pretty good, so okay. Please match. Please match. I'm not with the bull today. Please be a match. Oh. Oh, I did good. Okay. Ooh. Got kind of a funky smell though. Really good match. I want to see how this applies with a sponge. I don't see light coverage with this. This is giving me like a strong medium. I mean, I'm sure you can, you can always shear it down, but this is giving me strong, medium, buildable to full. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a little highlighting, and I'm gonna do that using the Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. This is in the shade 140 Pure Beige. Ooh.
It was at this moment that she knew she fucked up.
Why did I get such a light color? I might need to layer this. Hold on, let me, you know what, screw it. I ain't going nowhere. I mean, I have a FaceTime meeting with my real estate coach in about an hour, but it can't be that bad. It can't be that bad. I really hope I don't have to eat my words. So yeah, 140 Pure Beige to highlight.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
Ooh, pray for me. Okay. We're gonna start with just a little bit, because I don't know how pigmented this is. I don't even know if this dries down quickly, so. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of my foundation with this concealer. We're gonna do it that way. We're just gonna use the concealer to brighten, because this would be okay if I was underpainting, but I am not. So we're gonna tweak this a little bit, calm that down, and take my sponge onto my palette, take a little bit of that foundation, and we'll take a little bit more and mix. That's better. I don't really feel like I can like really truly comment on the coverage level, because I had to be so conservative with the amount that I put on. But it's definitely not super full coverage or super, it's not, from what I can tell, it's really not one of those concealers where it's like, oh, a little bit goes a long way, like the Juvia's Place or the e.l.f. concealer. This one isn't really like that, so I feel like you need quite a, you need the normal amount. Why did I get such a light color? Yeah, that was my bad. Part of me wants to brighten it, but I think I'm gonna just leave things right where they are. I don't have anything to contour with from Milani, so I'm gonna do that off camera and then I'll be right back. All right, so yeah, still looks okay. All right, so I'm gonna continue highlighting in other parts of my face. I already went down the center of my nose, but I'm gonna hit like my forehead just a smidge because this is so light, and like right in here. Y'all know how I do. So now I'm going to do a little bit of cream blush, and I'm using the Cheek Kiss cream blush in the shade I Cherish You. See, I learned my lesson from the from the Danessa Myricks Vision Blush. Time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I love blush, but Lord. Don't go too overboard. I learned my lesson. I like this though. This is really pretty. The texture of this reminds me of the Patrick Ta cream portion of his blush duos, because they're nice and balmy like that, and then they leave like a kind of a radiant finish or a glowy type of finish. Oh wow, this really shows up on camera. I promise it's not as bright, it's not as bright as it looks on camera, but let me tone that down just a smidge. All right, so now I'm gonna set, well, mostly I'm gonna set the areas where I highlighted because the powder that I'm using is lighter. And this is the Make It Last Translucent Setting Powder in the shade Translucent Banana. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my blush, and I'm using the Baked Powder Blush in the shade Red Vino. I think I need to blend that a little bit because I think woo! I swear it does not look as scary in real life as it looks on camera. On camera I look a little like Pennywise, but in person it's pretty and glowy and softer. So now I'm going to add my highlighter, and this is their Baked highlighter in the shade Rosa Italiana. I remember for a little bit thinking that Milani was a black-owned brand, and to be perfectly honest, I think that the reason why I thought that was they were, well, really because they made products that were suitable for black skin tones, and that's pretty sad. And then especially because they were in the drugstore, they're a drugstore brand, I think I just assumed, oh well, they make colors for darker skin tones, they must be black owned, because it was kind of during a time where no brands that were not black owned, aside from like L'Oreal, were actually putting in like a concerted effort to make a wide range of shades. That's really sad. Now of course I learned that they weren't, and then noticed that they started getting rid of a lot of their products like their powder foundations that went for darker skin tones. Let me stop. I'm not gonna drag Milani while I'm doing a video featuring their product.
2 seconds later.
But actually, Milani, I'm sorry. What's up with that? Y'all got rid of a lot of deeper shades in like your powder foundations. A lot of the stores that carry your products don't even carry like the foundation shades for darker skin, even though you make them in areas where there's even a halfway decent amount of black people that live in the community. Yeah, I'm sorry. The questions that need answers. What's up with that, Milani? Y'all make pretty good products, but we see you. Anyway, this highlighter is cute. Okay, let me stop being shady. I do like this highlighter. It looks a touch, does it look grainy? A little grainy, but not glittery. So, you know, I can totally deal with that. And from, wait, can I see it in the camera? Hold up. Yeah, a little bit. Is it the highlighter or is it my skin? Hold on. Oh, it's like super tiny flecks of glitter that I'm seeing. Okay. I can deal with like real finely milled glitter, and it's not overpowering and it doesn't look glittery just looking at it. I mean, it's noticeable. It's not the smoothest. I'll just leave it at that. It is pretty though, but it does read a skosh grainy. I don't know if that even makes sense. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so since, like I said, I have a call with my coach, my productivity coach, in now 30 minutes, we're not gonna do, you know, the glitter and the, you know, super crazy looks and all that stuff. We're gonna do something nice and simple today. So today's palette is clearly by Milani, and it's their Gilded Nude palette. So I'm gonna go into Do Not Disturb and see if that works as a transition shade, which Do Not Disturb is this shade right here. And we're gonna see if that works. It looks a bit light, but we'll see. No. Honestly, I feel like, let me clean my brush off real quick, because I actually think that it's a little bit of the Natasha Denona shadow mixing into that, faking the funk like it's a good transition shade. I mean, it might be a transition shade for somebody, but not I. Okay, so I think I'm gonna, instead, I think I'm gonna try mixing Do Not Disturb and Chill. To remind you, Do Not Disturb is this shade right here, and this down here is in Chill. So I'm gonna mix those two, and hopefully I get something that's more acceptable for me as a transition shade. Okay, that's better. It's a little cooler than what I like to do in the crease. You guys know I like to do, like, you know, those warm brown type of shades. But it does suit my complexion. And it doesn't look ashy or anything. So it's cool. Okay, so for the lid shade, I am gonna go into Add to Cart, which is this shade right down here, and that's gonna go all over the lid. I do appreciate that Milani puts a mirror in their palettes, because we know not everybody does that. I do appreciate that. Okay, so now I've got to kind of warm up the crease a little bit. So I'm gonna go into, I'm gonna mix Hit Snooze and Add to Cart, which that's the shade I just put on my lid. I'm gonna mix those two shades together to see if that gives me the effect that I'm looking for, because with the transition shade that I've put in here, these two colors, at least to me, don't really seem to like blend that well together, or don't go that well together. I don't know. I'm not totally feeling how this looks, so I'm gonna try and fix it. So mixing Add to Cart and Hit Snooze to put that in the crease and see if I can marry everything together. Now when I mix eyeshadow shades, just a little tip, I will get the two colors on my brush, and then I'll go like on the inside of my wrist and just kind of tap it on my wrist to mix the two colors together, so that you don't get like a layer that's one color and then a layer that's the other color, and it can go a little sideways. So I just kind of mix them together using my arm as a palette and mixing it together in the brush and then applying it. So I'm going to take a blending brush that has no product on it whatsoever and just kind of diffuse those lines, the outer edge, make sure everything is nice and blended. It did what I wanted it to do. So colors look a little more cohesive, a little more related. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix the shades Hit Snooze and Chill. These shades Hit Snooze and Chill, and I'm gonna put that in my crease just to kind of deepen it up just a little bit, and then we'll move on. I'm gonna add a little bit of eyeliner. For some reason, I didn't get an eyeliner. Let's see. Yeah, that's brow. For some reason, I didn't get an eyeliner. I think I just forgot. But with that being said, this eyeliner is not Milani, so I'm gonna do that off camera and put on my lashes, and then I'll be back. All right, so now that I got all that on, I'm gonna go back into the palette, and I'm gonna take And Chill, and I'm gonna take that on a bullet brush and smudge that on the bottom lash line. Alrighty, so for something new, I'm actually gonna do my brows on camera. So I am using the Precision Brow Pencil in medium brown. I always love when pencils come with spoolies on them. Keeps me from having to bring additional brushes or always look for an additional tool. So starting with my trash brow first, and then I'll make the good one match. This is nice and smooth. Like I love for my brow pencils to be stiff so that I can do things like, you know, create brow hairs and make it look as natural as possible. But I still like for it to, you know, glide on smoothly, and this does just that. This is nice. All right, so now I'm gonna take my Supercharged facial mist and just hit the face one more time. All right, so for lips, I lined my lips off camera because that was not a Milani product. But the lipstick is a Milani product, and it is the Amore Shine liquid lip color in the shade Delight. Is this a liquid lipstick? Is it, I want to say it's a liquid lipstick. Maybe a metallic liquid lipstick.
I don't like that.
I'm not feeling this. I put on lip balm before I came on camera. I'm trying to make a habit of not coming on camera with ashy lips. This, I'm sorry, I'm taking this off. This is giving me Pookie from New Jack City Teas.
Man, I know that, man. Why don't you hook me up with some food, man? Come on, look, man. That's a
I don't like it. Maybe it's because it's metallic. Is it just that it's different, or is it that I just don't like it? No, I'm not feeling this. I don't like it. So I'll be back. I'm gonna put on something that I feel comfortable looking at. I'll be back. And that's it for today's video. So the lip that I wound up going with, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. I'll put it below, but yeah, I kind of used quite a few products to get this lip. I kind of got carried away a little bit. So, I mean, you guys pretty much saw or heard my thoughts on the products. I like the foundation. Very impressed with myself for being able to shade match myself online so well. And I like how it looks like in person and on camera. I would say this is an HD compatible foundation. It's very nice, and it's lightweight because it doesn't feel heavy or anything. It gives nice coverage. It said on the bottle light to medium. No, she is a strong medium, and I feel like there's room to build up to full. I kind of want to try the concealer again in a different shade. I don't know what on earth possessed me to get, what was that? Light beige, medium beige, pure beige? Yeah, I have no idea what possessed me to buy pure beige. I think it looked darker online than it actually is. Yeah, I would like to try the concealer in a darker shade so that I can get like a full scope of how well it performs. The setting powder was cool. I like that. The eyeshadow palette was okay. I won't say that I did not like it because I do like the color story. I do wish that it's like the crease colors. I do wish that there was a little more range to them because it was kind of like there were the beige shades and then it was like the two dark crease shades, and for most of us, you know, that kind of leaves a lot of us out in terms of transition shades and, you know, crease shades and stuff like that. Like they're the, you know, the two crease shades, but even the darkest shade really is not that dark. So I'll say the palette is pretty. The pool of people that it will work equally as well for is not that big. I'll put it like that. Now, as far as like the texture and the pigmentation of the shadows, the texture of the mattes, they were all right. They were cool. Pigmentation was kind of like, it was like in the middle. It wasn't like completely chalky and, you know, all of that. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So I'll say like I like the color story. It's a, you know, nice packaging and everything, and like I said, the color story is pretty, but from what I have seen so far with the mattes, it's just kind of like I love the cheek colors, both of them. The cream blush, I love that. very pigmented. If y'all could take like the pigmentation, the amount of pigmentation that y'all put in that cream blush and make that apply to the eyeshadows, that would be great. The highlighter, I like it. Like I said before, the texture, it's just a smidge grainy. Like I can see texture, and my skin, I don't have texture issues. So the fact that I can see like little tiny inconsistencies with the highlighter, that kind of, you know, maybe knocked off like a point or two, but I do enjoy the fact that it's not glittery. It wasn't dusty. It, you know, kind of glided onto the skin and, you know, grabbed on to, you know, everything else that I had on my face nicely. It laid nicely. My only gripe was that, you know, it's just a touch grainy, but I love the color and all of that. I love the brow pencil. You know, my brows are, they're not really a series regular as of yet. They're still a guest star. I really heavily rely on, you know, brow pencils. I mean, I use other stuff, but I usually go for a pencil. And that brow pencil, I love those. 10 out of 10, awesome. Let's see, what else was there? Oh, whoo, child, that lip. And y'all know I am, nude lip is me. I am nude lip. I have an obscene amount of nude lipsticks. I actually probably should be a little embarrassed, but whatever, I'm not. And that was the only product where it was like a hard no, concrete no. Hell no. The rest of them I either really liked, somewhat liked, or was like lukewarm on. I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you made it this far, first of all, thank you. Second, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you know when I upload, and switch the alerts to all, not personalized. And if you haven't done so already, there's a time. Go and hit that thumbs up, because I imagine if you watched this far into the video, you enjoyed what you were watching, right? Right. Thank you so much. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.